We're living in some very interesting times right now with the coronavirus and the fear that is happening in our society relating to this. So this video, I want to talk a little bit about that and how I am dealing with each of those issues. One of the great things about being a nomad is the ability to move off grid, to isolate yourself and to be away from society. So that's exactly what I've chosen to do. For the last 2 weeks, I've been camped out over here at this Indian Bread Rocks. It's like a little park recreational area. There's probably enough spots here for 20 rigs, something like that. You can see those over here. Here's a Class A that's leaving over here. There's a little area with maybe 4 or 5 rigs over here. You can see the step van that's parked right over at the edge. Here's a little map of the area. And over back here is a vault toilet, which is pretty awesome to have. They even have a couple of trash cans. A couple of times a day, I like to take a walk, just take a break, get out of my rig, and enjoy the beautiful area that's here. So I like to go walk up in these really funky rocks that are just right adjacent to this campground, which is where the name comes from. Let me show you. Off to the left of the vault toilets and the picnic tables is this really cool rocky area, and then it backs up to this ridge with these amazing beautiful rocks. And I like to hike up this way, up this side here, to this overlook here, and to look down onto all of the rigs that are parked over here. One of the suggestions from the CDC for the coronavirus is to isolate yourself for 14 days, which is basically the incubation period for the virus to develop and to move through its various phases. So one of the interesting and ironic things about that is that's exactly the amount of time for 14-day camping in dispersed camping area. So it works out really well. And I've been camped here for 14 days today, so today's my last day here. I'll be breaking camp, moving to a new area, slowly working my way over to Albuquerque, New Mexico. One of the reasons I like hiking up here is it gets me a little bit of cardio by going up in elevation. And I think if you can get to where you can barely talk and breathe, it's probably optimal for hardened lungs and getting some cardio workout. So this is just about right for me. Climb up here, get a 30-minute or so, walk in and get out of my rig. And I've reached the top. This is my favorite place to come, right over here. And this is where I'm parked. You can see the step van is right down here, right along the road. There's enough places for maybe 4 rigs here. There's 3 right now. Somebody just left over there. Off to the right over in this area is the vault toilet, the picnic tables, all that kind of stuff. And over on this side there is one more spot and then a stream that you have to cross in order to get up this hill and over into this area. So if you can cross that stream and your rig's small enough, there's probably another 15 or so sites up this road in that area in a little loop. So if you're coming out here, I would say if you have a small rig, your chances are pretty good at finding a spot. If you have a larger rig, probably not so much, not unless you're willing to cross that stream. And even up there, it's pretty rough, pretty rocky for anything larger than, say, a Sprinter van or like a small, I don't know, A-frame or a little tiny little fiberglass trailer, something like that. So a lot of rigs have been driving out here, turning around and driving away. So if you have a larger rig, probably would not recommend this site for you. I'd like to just come and sit here, do some meditation, look down below, and just appreciate and savor this moment where I'm at right now in my life and location-wise. Each of us has a different kind of stress, I believe, from the coronavirus. Some of you, it may be a health issue. You're concerned about your immediate health or those of family members close to you. Some of you may have been just laid off from jobs or worried about being laid off from jobs and not sure what's going to happen for your income. Others of you are fine with all of that, but worried about other things. So I think we all have our different kinds of stress that we're dealing with right now. So as far as dealing with stress, I think that's highly individual in how we all deal with it. We all have our own mechanisms. Some of us choose to avoid it. We take the ostrich syndrome and sort of bury our heads in the sand, sort of like la 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 la. You know, we go to sleep, or we read a book, or we indulge in videos or something like that. That's sort of the tradition from my family and my background when you're dealing with a lot of stress, is just avoid it, do something else, focus on something else. But I think there are probably healthier ways that we can learn from the psychology and sociology from human sciences that help us deal with stress. One of those, I think, is exercise, getting out, walking around. Of course, avoid direct contact with others and maintaining that social isolation barrier. But you can walk down the street and choose to walk on one side of the sidewalk or one side of the road or a path or a trail and get out and get some exercise. Or even doing exercise in your backyard or outside your rig, something like that. Just do something to physically stimulate your body. And I think that helps. That makes a big difference. And that's something that's been a tip for a long time from many, many resources. Another is meditation. If you're able to meditate, or maybe this is a time to pick it up. There's lots of video resources, YouTube videos, other stuff where you can do that. So that's an amazing experience to do, is to meditate and learn to meditate. And maybe this is a good opportunity for you to pick up this as a new skill, something that you can add to your tool belt of things for dealing with stress. So those are a couple of tips that I have. So I guess I can mention that my plan for the next several months is to do boondocking, staying in BLM or National Forest land for 14 days at a time, social isolation, pretty much cutting myself off from contact with others, other than talking across the way to someone. So most of my interactions are going to be online, telephones, things like that, until we get through this and things sort of level out. So anyway, I'm going to be slowly working my way through New Mexico up towards Colorado, where I'll be spending the summer in National Forest up there. So no international travel this year for me. I'm walking back now from up here to my step van. My neighbor's running their generator. You can probably hear that in the background. Personal choice. But anyway, that's not too bad. They run it maybe an hour a day, sometimes 2 hours a day. So that's all I have for this particular video. I'm feeling physically fine. No symptoms at all for the coronavirus. And I've been pretty much isolated. I started about a week before all of this scare really ramped up in the United States. And I have enough food and supplies for probably 2 months. So I purchased that probably 4 or 5 days before everybody started hitting the supermarkets. And I didn't buy 50 packs of toilet paper. No, I have like 6, maybe 7. Yes, I have 7 rolls of toilet paper to hold me through. But anyway, that's my particular take on things. Hope you're all doing well, and I hope that this video helps you with your particular issues and stress that you might be dealing with right now. Thank you so much for watching. Savor the moment, and I'll see you in a future video. And I'm back to the step in.